Hello friends, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. Just not getting all that many pens anymore, which leaves me kind of unmotivated. But I do have a couple of things I'd like to show you, one of which just came in the mail today. So before I get used to it and then forget about wanting to share it, I thought that I would quickly do a little video. So just a little background. I like occasionally to have a clickable fountain pen. It's just handy when you have to keep a pen in your pocket and get it quickly. I have a little job where I need to jot down things every once in a while, but it's not writing. It's just like ticking little boxes. And it's nice to just take something quickly out of the pocket and click it and go. When I'm on planes, I absolutely want to have a capless pen because I don't like posting my pens, and the cap just becomes another thing that I have to keep track of on the little tray on the airplane. So when I travel, I always travel with this pen. It is a vintage-ish Namiki retractable pen. You can't see it very well in this video, but it's faceted. It just has a really great feel. I love this pen, and what I have in it is a cursive italic nib that was ground by Richard Binder years ago. So one of the things that I dislike about these particular pens is their filling mechanism, and that is they are these kinds of converter things with a press bar and a sack. So first of all, even though I was a vintage collector for a long time, I'm tired of sacks. They eventually go bad. They don't hold very much ink, and you can't see when they're full, and just for various reasons I dislike them. These have a particularly low capacity, but you know, for the uses to which I put these particular pens, I can live with that. This is kind of the standard Pilot vanishing point. It actually doesn't have a nib in it right now because I stole the nib from this to put in something else. But you can see it's a bit thicker than the Namiki version. Great pens, really reliable. You can get these, you can get modified nibs. You get the whole system, like I said. I have several from John Motorshaw and a couple from Richard Binder. And that's great. Here is another version of this nib unit. And this is a little bit different. You can see this is how you use a cartridge. You put it in there and then put that little cover on it and stick it in the pen. So there's also a couple of cheapy-deepy versions that you can get online from Moonman. And they're really cheap. They're like 20 bucks. They're obviously mimicking the Pilot vanishing point. I particularly like these faceted versions. See, sort of same-ish mechanism. This actually is more like a captive converter rather than a sack. But and these are okay. Now I have several of these because they come in cool colors and they're faceted and they're like faceted pens, and they were only 20 bucks. And I have found that when they work great, but they tend to dry out. So there's that. But I have gotten a couple of other clickable pens, which I kind of hated. Pilot came out with a cheapy version. No, I can't remember what it was called. It started with a P. Few years ago, and I got it, and it was really complicated to use and stupid, and the whole point of this was to have something that was really uncomplicated. And then Endless Pen did a Kickstarter for a new capless pen, which I participated in, and when it finally came, I hated it. I'm sorry Endless, but it was junk. It was absolute junk. So those are two pens that I don't even have around the house anymore. I just got rid of them. But Nahvalur has come out with a new pen that I thought was worth looking at. So this is the box it comes in. This is actually the second one I've gotten, so I know how it works. Okay, I took it out of the box. Where did I put it? If I took it out of the box, what did I do with it? Oh, I put it in my pocket. Nope, I didn't put it in my pocket. At least not in that pocket. Yeah, I did put it. Nope, that was a flashlight. Okay, where did I put it? Excuse me, I'm going to have to go downstairs and find it. All right, I found it. Good thing. So, first of all, it's a pen costs about $100, and it's much bigger than, girthier than the other pens I was looking at, which I like. It is faceted, and it's got this kind of crazy looking barrel, right? And to click it, to make the nib come out, you move the whole thing. See what I'm doing? I'm moving the whole thing, and then the little nib comes out. Very cool. And then you do that again to unclick it. So it's clickable, but it's not. It doesn't feel like a ballpoint in any way. It's really, really. I just think it's fascinating in terms of design. Now to fill it, which I had this notion that maybe I would just fill it while we're sitting here. I'm probably going to make a giant mess doing this, but we're going to try it. Now to fill it is a little complicated, not terribly so, but you unscrew the end, and you unscrew, and then this whole back bit comes off. Then you take this out, and you see it's a nib unit very much like the others. I haven't checked to see if my other nib units would fit in this, but I bet it would. And then it's got that sort of captive converter style. So we're going to put it in. Now, it doesn't fill very well. This is, I found this on the first one that I got as well. It barely takes in any ink. And that's a little irritating. But here's the thing. For the most part, I don't get too worked up about capacity because I tend to switch pens a lot. I keep a lot of pens inked. You got to make sure everything lines up when you put this back in the barrel. There you go. There's a little notch that you got to make sure it lines up. Then you got to get all these ends to line up. And then twist that back. Tighten that up. Okay, maybe tighten that up and then push. Something's not working right. So as I was saying, I don't get too twisted about ink capacity because I switch pens so much. But, you want to know that the thing's filling. There we go. Now I've got it tightened up. So the nib was extruded, tighten the end, and now it's clicking like it's supposed to. We'll put our Roshizuku ink away. And there we are. But you want to get more than a couple drops, right? You want to know that the whatever the vessel is, whether it's a converter or whether it's the barrel, the pen, you want to know that you got ink going, that it's filling like it's supposed to, because that will also have an effect on how well it feeds the feed, how well it feeds the nib. All right, so let's see if this is gonna write. And, well, we should bring you along for the ride, huh? It's a nice, smooth writing experience. This is a medium nib. This comes in several cool colors. This is rose gold trim. There's silver trim. There might be gold trim, I'm not sure. But I think it's it's just a cool looking pen. I don't think it's the most handsome pen in the world, but it's cool looking and I like the way it operates. So there we go. Just a quick little video on retractable fountain pens. By the way, new Me Plus journal. Since we last spoke, I've gotten 2 more Me Plus journals because they came out with this purple color, so I had to have it. So that's it for now. I hope you all are doing great. The Chicago Pen Show is coming up. I'm sort of undecided whether I'm going to go or not because, you know, I'm not really in a buying mode these days, but I do enjoy seeing people. So I hope whatever you're doing, you are taking care of yourself, writing things, and being kind to each other. Bye now.